Hey guys, today you're going to get a black sheet of paper. You'll notice that it has a fold down the middle of it. You need to put your name on one side of it. So Mr. Calvert, and you are either my 2A, B, or C. And the very first thing I need to do is I'm going to take one of those rulers at my table, and working on the side with my name, I'm going to draw a frame all the way around my black sheet of paper. So I'd start at kind of the skinny ends. I'm going to line up my ruler right along the edge of it, and I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to go to the other end and do the same thing. It's going to give us a nice frame around the edge of our artwork. Lining it up, tracing it. Now I've got to do it along the long edges. You'll notice that the long edges, though, it doesn't quite reach all the way across. So you're actually going to have to draw it a couple times. And one more side. All right, I've got this big frame around the edge of my artwork. And now that I think about it, my name's not in a very good spot. So I'm actually going to put my name somewhere along the edge of that frame. Mr. Calvert, either 2A, B, or C. So put it close to the edge when you first start off. I should have thought of that beforehand. Now that I have this big black picture frame around the edge, I can fold that paper back in half, and we are going to be creating a symmetrical design on our artwork, and it's going to be pretty geometric because we're going to use straight lines and we'll use some circles. Okay, so I'm going to fold it in half, and I can take that ruler and I can start to draw some lines. You need to make sure that your lines always touch part of the frame. Okay, somewhere it has to touch. So when you do these lines, I would do them the thickness of the ruler. So if I draw a line here, I have to draw a line on the other side of the ruler too, like this. So when I take it away, I get this rectangle, okay, because that spot's going to stay black. If you want to put like a little squiggle on it so you know that's going to stay black, that might help you out. Maybe I want to do something like this, diagonal this time. Once again, it's touching the edge of my frame. Like that. Touching the edge of my frame. Once again, I'm using the thickness of that ruler. So I trace on this side, trace on this side. Maybe I'll do one right here. Right, I could do a circle. Once again, though, I need to make sure, oh, I forgot to put these squiggles. So the squiggles are the areas I'm keeping, remember. Right, those areas that I'm not going to end up cutting out. I could use a circle. Once again, got to make sure that the circle somehow touches part of my frame. So it could touch this area, touch this area. So maybe I'll put it right here. Notice I have to overlap it a little bit to make sure that it's on there. And I can put a little squiggle there because I'm keeping it. I think I want to do part of it right here. All right, and I can put a squiggle there. Okay, so now that means I need to cut out anywhere where there isn't a squiggle. So this spot's going to get cut out, this spot, this spot, this spot, this spot, and this spot. Okay, those are all areas that are going to get cut out. When I cut, I need to make sure that my paper stays folded. Okay, so I'm going to start here. Carefully cut that out. And our scraps can go in the garbage. You're going to get a bunch of them. You might notice, how am I going to get there? I can't cut through this area that I'm supposed to keep. I'm going to skip this for right now, and I'll show you what we're going to do at the end. Once again, I've got another spot that I can't cut out. Okay, I can't make it there, so I'm going to skip that one for now. All right, so I've got all the spots cut out that I could do with my scissors. Once again, I said I still have 2 spots that I couldn't reach. Some of you guys might not even end up with any of these spots, and that's fine. Some of you guys will. If you do end up with those spots, you're going to bring it to me. I'm going to take a little knife and I'll make a little cut into those spots. And the reason I'm doing that is that then, keeping your thing closed, you can push your scissors into that opening and cut that area out. I'm not going to cut it out for you. That's going to be your job, so make sure not to make those spots too little. All right, when you've got all your spots cut out, you can throw away all those scraps and you can carefully unfold it. And you'll notice that you get this cool symmetrical geometric design. I have one last step I need to do. I'm going to make sure this is nice and flat. Just going to rub my fingers on those folds so it flattens out a little bit. Very last thing I need you to do is you're going to take a glue bottle and you need to glue along all of those black lines. And we're just going to leave these at our table when we're done. So I'm gluing around the frame. Nice steady glue line. It doesn't have to be a ton. Just a nice steady glue line. This is going to help me attach a piece of wax paper to your artwork. All right. When you get that far, you are all done for today. And we're just going to leave this right at our table spot today so that it can dry. So you're starting off with your folded sheet of paper, put your name on it. Draw the frame that goes all the way around the edge. Remember to use the thickness of your ruler. You're going to fold it back in half again, and then you're going to create a design using the thickness of the ruler and those circle cups. Okay, when you're done with that, you need to keep it folded. Cut out all the spots that you can. If there are any spots that you can't do, you need to raise your hand, and I'll come around and make sure that I put a little cut in that so you can slide your scissors in to cut it. Very last step is to create that glue line drawing. Okay, just a nice thin line of glue is all it takes. When you're done, leave it at your spot.